The politics of 2027 is currently dictating the pace and tempo of discourse and alignment between various political players. Peter Gregory Obi, the 2023 presidential candidate of the Labour Party, with the coming on board of a new coalition politically embodied in the Africa Democratic Coalition, ADC. What will be the opportunities in favor and the odds against Peter Obi? Is the Labour Party still the platform for him? And why is he still the most talked about opposition figure? What about the politics of Ebonyi State? And what chances do we think the Labour Party has as 2027 draws closer? This is the Eastern Eye. I am Alex Obodo. Welcome to the Eastern Eye, a program that x-rays the political, social, and economic developments around us. Tonight, I'm joined by Dr. Ezeh Emmanuel Ezeh. He's the Group CEO of Immaculate Group of Companies, Group Management Consultant, and Oxford-trained entrepreneur and organizational leader. He joins us tonight from Abuja. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on the Eastern Eye. Dr. Ezeh.
I can't hear you.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Welcome to the program. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. So,
thank you, Alex.
Yeah, I mean, typically, your article, which of course hovers around the prowess of former President Buhari and of course the anointing, if you like, of Peter Obi. Simply put, in what you called, it was an interesting discourse. You titled it, Megaskia, Buhari's 12.7 million votes and Peter Obi's anointing. And one would want you to explain this and, put it in perspective for us. Because for a long time, a lot of people have talked about that Buhari's sacrosanct 12 million votes. So now that Peter Obi is the most talked about opposition figure, is his anointing becoming too much for that 12 million votes?
Thank you, Alex, and thank you for having me. Good evening, viewers. It's an interesting discussion, really. When I penned down that article, I didn't know it to catch fire, the way it did. Megaskia really means the honest one. And for some reason, the former President Muhammad Buhari has been able to cut an image of a man who is simple, who is not corrupted by power, who is frugal, who is honest. But that is not the whole story. For many of us, especially for some of us who experienced the disastrous years of President Muhammad Buhari's 8 years reign. So, but that has now also removed the fact that he was able to manage this image despite the 8 years of what I could call low performance. He managed to still maintain that aura of a man who is honest. So this is my premise, that Nigeria wants a man with character, who is honest to lead them. In Mr. Peter Obi, there's a circle that completes. You want a man who is honest, but you also want a man who has capacity and who also has competence. And that also has brought two divides from the connortant 12.7 million voters who actually stayed with Muhammad Buhari all those 4 election cycles. Not because he has money, because he cut the image of a man who is honest. Now, Peter Obi is a man the youths have also anchored their hopes on, as a man who has character, competence, and capacity. She's more able to be both divide, alliance, and that combination for me is a force that cannot be, that can, I'm very, very sure that can say that APC quits when they think about it. So the article talks about why we need a man who is honest, who has integrity. We also need a man who has capacity, who has competence, who has the willpower to deliver. And in Peter Obi, I think we have that. And that is why Peter Obi is the most popular politician today. Peter Obi is the one everybody is rooting for, because we see him as the one that will stop the rot and the descent into anarchy we have found ourselves.
All right, so, I mean, you're one of those who believe Mr. Peter Obi's political enemies are primarily from the southeast, if you like, put it pointedly, from Ali Igbo. Is this is this a statement of fact, or were you making things up?
Yeah, I think after nature is data. Data is, as we all from intellectual, data is very, very good. I'll tell you a story. In 2019, when Atiku chose Mr. Peter Obi as a running mate, those who fought Peter Obi's VP position were primarily his brothers from the Southeast. There is something about the Southeast politicians. Many of them are rent seekers. Many of them keep hoping that, let my brother not go so that it will get to my turn, I'll go. But what that has done, it has continued to depreciate the capacity and the strength of the Southeastern. Right before our eyes, it does appear that we are being replaced by the South-South. It happened even during the Goodluck Ebonyi Jonathan. Now people are already talking about preference for Goodluck rather than people. So in 2019, they fought him, they ran against the ticket. But despite that, something happened about the Southeast. There is a wide gulf between the Southeast political elites and the people. The people are with Peter Obi, but the elites are the ones fighting Peter Obi. And Peter Obi wants Southeast, South-South, made inroads into North Central, made inroads into Southwest. All Atiku needed to do in 2019 was to win Northeast and Northwest. And he did not make it. He was deceived by the same people who are now deceiving him that he should run again. So it gets the point in a man's life when you ask yourself, I should choose a path of honor and statement rather than this continuous running.
So do you think Atiku will run for president in 2027? A lot of people are worrying that he will be too old by the time 2027 comes around. He will be typically an octogenarian at that time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, does it make sense, physically speaking, for Atiku to run for president again? I'm saying this because we understand there is a zoning arrangement in all the political parties between the North and the South. So wouldn't he be swimming against a political tide, trying to run again in 2027 instead of waiting for 2031? Well, I mean, typically by 2031, it will be even too late now. It will be late in 2027, yeah. 2031. Do you think that's his calculation? That 2031 will be too far for him?
Yeah, I get your point. Atiku Abubakar is a man I have tremendous respect for. And I know that he's a man of honor. I know he would prefer the path of state manhood rather than this embarrassing situation. Atiku's golden era was 2019. He ought not to have run in 2023. Frankly, let's tell ourselves the truth. Now, will he run in 2027? I doubt. But I believe that what Atiku is doing is to be the godfather of a modern Nigeria, anchored on Peter Obi's presidency. That is my personal belief. That's my reading of the room, frankly. So, I think we're running. I doubt if you will run.
All right.
If you decide to run, you are taking a path that is not honorable.
All right, also, let's step back to something you said a few minutes ago, that there is a wide gulf between the people of the Southeast, Oha, if you like, and the elites, political elites of the Southeast, Ezeh, if you like. So help us put this in perspective, really, because you also made that point that while the people loved Peter Obi, the elites didn't like him, right from the time Atiku picked him as the vice presidential candidate in 2019.
Exactly. Yeah. It's obvious. I think, the good thing about the Igbo'S that we are really egalitarian. Well, some say we are Republican, which means we, as in the but it is not in a negative. It's the fact that each and every one of us, we have, once there is an agreement, we tend to stick to it. The elites are primarily self-infused. Look at the Igbo. Igbo is desolate because of these same elites we're talking about. The people are the most hard-working set of black in the whole of Africa. Anywhere you see a Nigerian that outside this country is an example of what a black man should be. What is going on? It's because the elites are aloof, they are corrupt, they are prebendal, and they are saturated in greed. You get the point. There is this thing flying around that greed is not satiating. A man who is greedy does not really. So what has happened in the South is that there's a gradual departure between East ruling elites and the people. And that explains in various ways. Even the management of insecurity in the Southeast. Everybody believes that the South, the politicians are the culprits. They are not living up to the people. If you take your walk, sample opinion, data is everything, sample opinion, people no longer believe in their government in the South, especially in the Southeast. The Southeast politicians appears to be working for themselves. Some people say, give Tinubu another 4 years. We'll make the North when in 2031. The Southeast politicians appear very comfortable to play second fiddle. And that playing second fiddle is an anathema to the Igbo man, who is confident, who is strong, who wants to stand tall anywhere. So we have a gulf, and this gulf is widening.
I mean, talking about second fiddle, I'm sure you've heard a lot of people who believe that the only shortcut Igbo will have to the presidency is for Peter Obi to operate, maybe be on a joint ticket with Atiku as running mate again. And you've already made your point about Atiku. So, and what do you think? Do you think this is a scenario that Peter Obi has thought about?
Yeah, frankly, Peter Obi is a man I have tremendous respect for. He's a man who is self-aware. He's aware of his environment. What Igbo needs is not necessarily an Igbo presidency. What Igbo needs is a presidency that works for all of us. What Igbo needs is a presidency that will take Nigeria forward. What Igbo needs is not just an Igbo man answering president. We need a man who, like Peter Obi, who has character, who has background that we can attest to, who have shown consistency that he is worried about the decadence Nigeria has become. So in the Igbo, there's no shortcut to Igbo presidency. The shortest cut to Igbo presidency is the one, is 2027. In fact, I make bold to say that Tinubu's presidency is actually an usurpation of the Southeast slot. And these same elites worked against Peter Obi in 2023. So there's this idea of a shortcut. It's a trap. It's one of the many traps set for Peter Obi. What they want, actually, is to lure Peter Obi into a VP position. In the unlikely event they win, they will still relegate Peter to an inconsequential VP, retire him and mess him up. I'm sure Peter Obi knows this. And Peter is, like I said, is one of the most intelligent persons I've come across. He understands the reading, he reads the room properly, and look at him everywhere. Before now, after every election, everywhere will go quiet. Peter Obi has maintained presence. He has maintained presence. Even those who perennially runs and comes back have also been forced to stay around. What else can you say? Peter Obi is the man of the moment.
All right, let's go back to the issue of, I don't want to use the word political enemies, but those who are clearly seen as adversaries of Peter Gregory Obi. The governor of Anambra State, Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo, seemed to be the cheerleader among those who want to go against anything Obi puts forward. And the most recent being the pledge Obi made to do only one term if it comes to that. He put forth his word, say his word is his bond. I mean, there's been a back and forth between Peter Obi and Professor Chukwuma Soludo. First was about the internally generated revenue, Sab Miller, and the other one, and then now we have a one-term talk saga. So, I mean, talk to us, the person that comes from your state and your current governor. It looks like whatever Obi says is not music to the ears of Professor Chukwuma Soludo. Is there a reason for this? Is there something? Is there something we don't know?
Yeah. From we are all educated. We also understand that from a strategic point of view, the idea that Igbo are comfortable, Igbo political elites are comfortable playing second fiddle, makes it also possible for them to be the ones being used to pull down one of their best. What is the problem? The problem is is a contest for future political relevance. These people know that once Peter Obi gets into power, the Nigerian situation and Nigerian dynamics, political dynamics will change. And they are afraid of that. It is a fear. Again, when you have masters in Abuja from other tribes, you want to also show that I am in charge and I will help you fight this man, this enemy.
Pardon me, sir, is this a problem of who gets there first? Is this a problem of who becomes president of your extraction first?
Exactly.
Because that's the analysis some people are giving it.
Exactly, that's the point. It is who we get. But again, if we miss 2027, the best we can get is a VP position from 2031 upwards. Then after the VP position, naturally, most of these people we are talking about, power may even go back to South. So we seem now comfortable taking the lower. You see, let me just take it. I want them to understand that what Peter Obi has done for Igbo is beyond seeking for relevance. In 2023, Nigeria sits on a tripod. And by 2023, the third leg, which is Igbo, has been so reduced in relevance that nobody bothers about them. Most people will tell you can win an election without the Igbo votes. Peter Obi running brought back the third leg. We now have a contest. Even those people who are fighting Obi are the people who are going to benefit from the effort Peter Obi made in 2023. Are they not aware? They are aware. But you see envy, you see jealousy, you see the contest. You know, the Igbo man is very, very competitive. It's part of our egalitarian nature. So the contest for who gets there first is drawing us into a race rape kind of situation. I must be very careful. So we don't destroy the house in trying to make a point.
So destroying the house, I mean, there seems to be a lot to talk about here. And I would like to ask you this. You have been everywhere promoting the image and brand of Peter Obi. You went ahead mobilizing voters for him, despite the fact that no one was promised anything. In fact, the man was quoted to have said, you know, they give shishi. You know, and of course, you went about doing it. What is it about Obi that convinces you so much?
Yeah, I'm first and foremost a business owner, a private sector entrepreneur, and I, like many of us, will bear the brunt of what Nigeria has become. In 1999, most of us didn't really bother about politics. We focused on our business. But gradually, they have destroyed the economy, the socio-economic dynamics. Those who are bearing the biggest brunt are some of us who are employed of labor. I'll give you a small story. By around 2015, my salary band was around 45 to 50,000. At that time, it was $335 to $350. By then, they were paying about 18,000 minimum wage. Some of us in the private sector, we were paying between 45 and 50,000. And then it was $350. Now, I have struggled to see if I can move my lowest band to 100,000, which is not even